The biggest institutional whales are making big moves on Bitcoin, gold, and silver. You better be paying attention to this. Look at this, right? Michael Saylor, can you get any bigger than Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy? They're saying, what if we start adding green dots? What does he mean by that? See, every time he buys Bitcoin, he puts an orange dot on where he bought them. You know, this guy's really good at buying the top. Like, see the big fat dots? They're really at the top, right? Really at the top, right? When it was down bottom, he hardly buys anything. This guy's a legend. He's already underwater. He's already under his cost price when Bitcoin hit 80K. What if he starts adding green dots? Does that mean selling? If he starts like selling, that's as big of an institutional whale as you're gonna get, other than BlackRock. And is he talking about selling? What does the market think he's talking about here? And who is the other major institutional whale in the market today? Tether. I don't think anyone will argue with that. $170 billion under management, right? And guess what? They're buying $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, as we can see here, and they're buying precious metals, $13 billion. By precious metals, I assume they mean gold. I don't think they're holding any silver. It could be. They're saying precious metals. So of the total $181 billion they hold, which is like a few $billion over their obligation. So they basically need to pay out $174 billion, Tether, and of which $140 billion are in pretty much purely cash, like treasury bills and money market funds, which can be turned into cash within at a drop of a hat, right? Within like a few hours. And the other 30 billion, that is 23 billion here are in Bitcoin or precious metals, which means gold or silver. That's interesting if they actually bought some silver. Now, that we got a mega episode today for you because that's the trading strategies of Tether and MicroStrategy. Now, the question you got to be wondering is, why is MicroStrategy even thinking about dumping their Bitcoin? Is that what they mean by green dots? Is that what they mean by green dots, right? He doesn't ask these questions for nothing. And why is Tether all of a sudden going from US Treasury bills to now Bitcoin and gold and silver, perhaps silver? Now, I don't think they do this by accident. It's a $23 billion move. There's a very strong logic behind all of this. What is the logic? First, let me just show you guys what's happening in the markets today, right? Today, we're going to talk about gold versus Bitcoin versus silver and what the largest whales in the crypto market are doing, what they're up to. Maybe we can learn something from them. So Bitcoin, as I said, right, resistance around 92 to 94K. We've hit that, right? We hit 93K and pulled back, top in tail, but we didn't go down. Another top in tail down today. And what is today? Today is, we're almost getting to Monday now. So the weekly chart, so it's respecting that 92K level pretty well. It's respecting it pretty well. So on the weekly, this is what it looks like. I think we can see it much more clearly on the weekly here. And on the weekly, we can see here, basically, these were all the bottoms, right? And 92K, we had this crash down to 80K, bounce, and we got rejected, and we're staying just below 80K, 92K here, 92K here for the weekly close. And remember, this 94K is the massive trend line that has supported Bitcoin for this entire time, since this entire bull run. See, that is since 2022, end of 2022, when Bitcoin was at 15K. I keep on talking about this because this is going to be a very, very significant level. Everyone is nervous if Bitcoin doesn't get above this level, right? So what about Ethereum? Ethereum's in kind of a similar situation. Ethereum basically, we could almost have a bullish reversal candle, but we don't. See how here was the red candle, here is the green candle. This is on the weekly. We almost get above, but we don't. And then what happens? What happens if we do get above? What do we think is happening here? Personally, my interpretation is that I thought, okay, yeah, we're going to hit this $3,100. That's where I would take some size off my trading, my futures trading. We hit that. And see how we have top in tail, but it's a fake out. It just never goes down. We get supported at this 29.85 area. And see how 1, 2, 3, 4 days of going sideways. We might interpret that as a bull flag. Could be a bull flag. You got the flagpole and the flag here, and boom, next bounce is to here, 3,200, and then even 33.50. That's called a 33.50.